Kanu's prison experience could transform the Nigeria criminal justice system. Life is full of ironies, many intended and anticipated consequences, good and bad consequences alike. When on 5th of December 2019, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos convicted Uzor Kalu for fraud and sentenced him to 12 years imprisonment. Many, including me, saw what happened just as another instance of the falling of the mighty, with the emphasis on the falling. But there has been some unintended consequences to all of this. Uzor Kalu was moved to Ikoyi prison in Lagos the same day. 2 days after, on the 7th of December 2019, he was transferred to Kuje prison in Abuja. In normal consequences, and for an ordinary person, one would expect Uzor Kalu to be shocked and depressed by life imprisonment in prison. But that was not what happened. Within days of his sitting down in prison, Uzor Kalu took notice of the conditions of Nigerians' prison. As a premium inmate, Uzor Kalu was largely immune to the basic grind of person's life, but he was able to grasp the grinding conditions inmates and even the warders of daily basis. I got to know about Uzor Kalu in prison through my elder brother, who was convicted of robbery that he did not commit. He believed that the judge was bribed to convict him. My brother's case has been on appeal. For 2 years now, we have not been able to get a date for the appeal to progress. Two lawyers we hired had withdrawn as my family could not pay them. As a lecturer, I could not afford to pay in a timely fashion the amount of money the lawyers were calling. I visit my brother in Kuje prison twice a month until recently, when they suspended visit due to the coronavirus pandemic. It was through my brother I first heard about Uzor Kalu activities in Kuje, and I went to make a research more about the case and conviction. Before now, all I knew about Uzor Kalu was what I read in newspapers or thing I heard people saying about him, just as we generally hear about politicians and public figures. But when I went to visit my brother in January of this year, he told me about Uzor Kalu. Apparently, they met in church. Kuje prison has a 1,000-seated church run by a Catholic priest as the chaplain. My brother is a member of the church choir. I understand that Uzor Kalu is a good and devoted Catholic person, and he worships regularly at church. I was there. He noticed my brother in the choir. Uzor Kalu will routinely show interest in the cases of inmates he comes across. Upon hearing about my brother's situation, he sent for a new lawyer to take over my brother's appeal. The lawyer is a big lawyer, one of the best in Abuja. Uzor Kalu paid the lawyer on the spot, and within a few weeks, the Court of Appeal fixed a date for the appeal to be heard. The hearing was only delayed by the lockdown. I became interested in Uzor Kalu and I began to ask more questions. I was totally shocked by what I discovered. My brother was not the only one to benefit from this man's large heart. Uzor Kalu has embarked on changing the lives and inmates of Kuje prison, requesting the authority to improve feeding, water supply, electricity, paying of bail conditions, hiring lawyers for them, giving out money for medicine for the sick, paying the fines for many, giving money to those who completed their sentence so that they could start life all over again. Uzor Kalu is the benevolent revolution in prison. I have not had the opportunity of meeting him one-on-one, even though I began to visit the prison more frequently, hoping I might get an opportunity to thank him on behalf of my family. But I have heard interesting things about him from other inmates and warders, and I've met as well. I learned that apart from the various assistance he has been given to inmates, Uzor Kalu is planning something bigger. He is planning to use his position, influence, and contact to transform the Nigerian criminal justice system. He will be building a coalition of other groups and foundations towards his goals. I heard he is already working closely with one foundation that focuses due process. From all I can see, Uzor Kalu's time in prison has been an epiphany. God is using him to turn things around. He is turning into the rejected stones that became the head of the corner and may become that critical factor that will turn around the Nigerian failing justice system. Wow, this is so wonderful. Once he is out of the prison, all those stuff he is currently doing will come to an end. Are you sure about that? Because Obasanjo was there and said that if given this opportunity, he will reform Nigerian prisons. At the end, he never did that. Nothing happened. He never fulfilled his promise. Eventually, he became president and forgot everything about what he has promised. So are you sure that what Uzor Kalu has said, are you sure he's going to fulfill them? Fulfill all the promises that he has made? Are you sure he's going to fulfill all the promises he made? That if he moves out of this prison, that he would turn the Nigerian criminal justice into going to build a coalition of other groups and foundations towards this goal. Are you sure he is going to do that? Are you sure he's going to fulfill his promise? But we should not compare him with this man, Obasanjo. Obasanjo is a selfish being. We all know that. We all know that Obasanjo is a selfish man. So it shouldn't be compared with Uzor Kalu. That is it. It shouldn't be compared with Uzor Kalu. Uzor Kalu might fulfill his promises. Let's watch and see what happens. Let's fold our hands and see what he would do. Niger leader needs this experience to let them see that corrupted, selfish lifestyle that has destroyed the nation development and generation destruction despite the huge resources. So it should let him come out and let's see what he can do. But some Abia people said that they don't want him to come back, that he should stay there and pay for his nonsense he committed against Abia people when he was in power. It remains Okorowasa of Imo State. They don't want him to come back because they said that he has hurt the people of Abia State. But with what this writer just said. He said he went through his profile and everything about him and find out that what he said he did not do. That is a good man that has the interest of others at heart. And he listed what he did, what he has done, and what he promised to do. So viewers, what is your take on this news that you just heard? Will you believe the writer or believe the Abia people? If you have any comments, drop your comment below the comment box. Click on the subscribe button as well as the bell button to receive updates whenever I publish new videos. And don't forget, share and like this news as well. Thank you.